Cannabismo, they have points on there. I got like $60 off a whole ounce. But I forgot to show the points. Next time I rack up the points, it took a little while. Next time I rack up the points, I'm going to, next time I rack up the points, next time I rack up the points or whatever, I will do that. Because it'll be a big video. Oh, don't act so innocent now, bud. Yeah, sure. All right, buddy. You're not innocent. So don't talk to me like you're this innocent guy or whatever. Who is Cannabismo? Claiming over 15 years of experience in the cannabis industry. Just like the marijuana, too much GOD can be lethal. Too much GOD can be lethal. Yeah, congratulations to Joe Biden. We've been saying that. We had the fireworks. If you had, this is around the time if you hadn't watched the fireworks live, because I watched the fireworks all live or whatever. But at one time I was one. There were fireworks when I remember the inauguration night, and that was a real night for them. It was like this. You could even feel it up here in Canada for the inauguration night of Joe Biden. They finally made it back to the White House, and then they were sitting on the snow. They were standing on the balcony, and then there was the fireworks, and it was the same time here. I live in the Eastern time zone, Eastern Standard Time. Yeah, and you remember that. And then there was Kamala, even with her husband, it went in. There was her husband and her watching the fireworks at a separate location, and then they were, or they might have been on the same balcony. I'm not sure, but anyways, it was a good one. You could probably find it on YouTube. And then there was that performance of the Lady Gaga. Oh yeah, they all left. He had all his family from Pennsylvania and whatnot. I watched the whole thing from all the way from the neighborhood in Scranton, where he originally came from, and all that. So I watched the whole thing. And then what about the famous when he's walking, sees the guy from the Today Show, the Roker, Al Roker. And there's a whole before and after. 10 years later, I think it was, or something like that. I don't know. With Obama, he didn't touch him, and then I don't know what it was. No. Even with COVID, he shook his hand. Even with COVID, he shook his hand, the Al Roker, or something like that. I'm not sure what it was, but he had something about Al Roker, and he was walking by Al Roker. It's two separate times. One 10 years ago, and then one again. He was walking by that Al Roker Today Show, and he stopped by and stuff like that. I think it was. I wonder how Donald is with the hurricane. I wonder if it. Well, we don't know. Did it affect Mar ALago at all? I don't think it did. I think it just affected that one area. I think they got a lot of rain, but I don't think it affected them Mar ALago. Maybe it did. I'm not sure, but I don't think they did get flooded over there. It's sort of more of a palace. I always envisioned it being right in the middle of Florida, that Mar ALago. I'm not sure if you could find that live event when they had it would be this. Oh, yeah, and then they had a separate performance by Katy Perry. Katy Perry during the fireworks and all that. Oh, yeah, it was a good one because I'm a big fan of that, too. Mar ALago, real quick, we'll check on it since he was the president. He was a former president. Former president would be it. Mar ALago, it looks nice 3 weeks ago, but just 3 weeks ago it's changed. I'm not sure on the exact location. I gave Trump and given Trump his distance. They call it the Winter White House and Southern White House. Trump has designated Mar ALago as his primary residence. Let's see, it's on the other side of Florida. It looks like. Oh, they would have just missed it. It completely missed sort of Mar ALago and. Well, no, it sort of did. Well, yeah, it just sort of just missed them. They maybe would have caught a few little slight rain bands off it or something, maybe some wind, a little wind, but I'm not sure. You tell me. It was a Category 4 or something that hit right around here, though. But no, that would have missed them. It wouldn't have hurt them, really. I don't even think like I said, I don't think they got any flooding or nothing. It's on the other side. I was the one that lived on the in the Southwest Florida, and I'm related to Donald. But yeah, Southwest Florida, they're prone to a lot of those storms and whatnot. It happened before over there, but wow, look at this. Much different than that Ben Malla's. I've been focused all over that Malla, that Ben Malla. He's my new favorite. I don't watch him every day. Sometimes, I think the last time I watched an episode was a while ago, but he's my new favorite every once in a while guy to look up to. And he's got a big house, but it ain't like a Mar ALago. Mar ALago, look at this. It's way different, but it's similar style, Floridian. I don't know what they call them. Palatian Floridian Palatian. Big mansion, sort of. Well, no, it's an estate. It's a golf course, and it's a fairly vast property. I've been to Thomas Edison Estates, and I got to walk around in person when I was down in Florida. And that's the only one that I could compare to this one, and this one would be bigger. Thomas Edison's estate had a laboratory and all that, and a pool. But you know what? You know why it reminds me of that estate in Thomas Edison with the Fort Myers? Ooh, and that was at Fort Myers just got hit by that hurricane in Thomas Edison Estates. That'd be something. I wonder. There was big mangrove trees there, mangrove trees that you would see in the Everglades and whatnot. But anyways, Thomas Edison's estate is also right on the coast, sort of. They own the land all the way to the water and all that. But yeah, this is Trump's. It's even sort of, well, it is bigger. Yeah, much bigger than that estate that Thomas Edison. But it's really nice, yes. You can see the Atlantic Ocean there. I even got to go to the Bahamas before and see that water. It's a certain water that you wouldn't get anywhere else. A lot of palm trees. You don't see Trump in any of these photos. They got a big American flag. They have a loop around. It almost looks, well, no, I've heard that. They've said that it was some sort of hotel, but I wasn't 100% sure if it was owned by Trump or if he was staying there. But I believe it is owned by Trump. It's a Trump estate, private Trump estate. Him, his family, and probably his friends, or he's probably got a lot of business people, employees working for him that are also quite family or what have you, and they stay there. They might stay there full time or half time or a little bit. He might have people come and go. They got a lot of family members, I know that. As anybody that would have a property like this would. Or people that work. I know even like down in Florida, if that person's a driver for, if they're like their pilot or their boat person or what have you, they stay at the sometimes we'll stay at the places. And it looks large, like somebody wouldn't even be over there. I know Ben Mala, he's got the one extra villa next to him or whatever that's connected, and he's Airbnb-ing. He was listing it for Airbnb. I wonder if Donald Trump's got any Mar ALago's on Airbnb. I don't think so, because then it would be all over CNN or something about how he's got the Mar ALago rented out. But that's how rich the Trump is. We seen the video of him inside his that video up in New York where he's showing his football and all. That's just his office where he was working. He's on the desk or what have you. He's on the phone, the computer even maybe. And that's just that. This is more of a residence. It's much different. He's even got rooms here where he gets on to the conferencing and the Zoom, as people know it, and whatnot. All different ones. Private ones, live ones. You have the wife. They have, of course, there's going to be dining. They do fine dining, this Donald, and it's private. I know how these ones are. It's because I'm related, and as much as I eat on camera, these ones don't, because my mom was like it, my grandpa was like it. They don't tell nobody. It's a big secret when they go out they come up with schemes, like the wives are coming up with all types of little things to get your mind going, and they don't tell what they ate. It's all a private dining experience and all that. It's hard to explain. They don't even take the Instagrams or nothing. And you don't even know what they ate. And that is the whole gimmick of it. They might have had some 5-star pot roast with this, that, and the other, with the Dom Perignon or the expensive others, but you don't know what it was because it's already being wrapped up and it was a private event or whatever, or it's still going and you don't know anything about it. Type of dinners is what these ones have. You have Donald when he was younger. Because I will testify. I've been a victim of robbery because of these meals, just because of these meals. And as soon as I stopped Instagram, it was my Instagram. I was wondering, where is all this hostility coming from? And Trump's gotten the hostility too. You know where the majority of the hostility was coming from? Instagram. As soon as they deleted my Instagram, there were no more death threats, no more no more anything. So watch out how big you get on and that's why they shut his Twitter down. It was a good thing. He was getting too famous or something like that. It was becoming a risk. Because some people say that. They don't want to be famous. Because it does have a risk to it, yeah. Donald, he's extremely wealthy, secure, and all that. I always said that Donald should carry a pistol or something like that with him. Who knows? Maybe he does, maybe he doesn't. Because that's a big thing. No one's ever said, does Donald have a pistol in the drawer? Does Donald... He should carry it in one of his coat pockets. I mean, we've seen... Donald's a lot smarter than an Abraham Lincoln. As much as I like Abraham Lincoln, I always thought Donald was smarter than an Abraham Lincoln. So if he's smarter than an Abraham Lincoln, he might carry a pistol by himself, but he's got it. It's hard to explain. I don't know. You got to get a special holster to put it in your inside pocket right here, and you'd be good. And then you got to make sure nobody gets in there. But he hangs out with these generals and all that, and so do I. I know one sergeant. I only know a sergeant in person or what have you. But Donald, he's with the top of it. He was the commander in chief. But we've got into Donald. It started with Joe Biden. We got into Donald. We've seen Mar ALago. We wanted to know the hurricane update. We've heard a lot about those other ones, the new ones. Ron DeSantis. Seen a lot about Ron DeSantis lately. And all that. I don't know why. Well, no, it's just Mar ALago. That's just Mar ALago. If there was a hurricane coming, Donald used to be the character. He would have been on a jet right away up in some other area, But he stayed in Mar a Lago. He's been holding it down there. Because that's what we did. Even the average person can evacuate. You don't got to be Donald Trump to be able to do a proper evacuation or whatnot. But the evacuation routes, I know they get jammed up. Those evacuation routes. Generally, the evacuations aren't too bad. You know when the hurricane's coming, long time prior, and you're able to get to the higher grounds. I like the area I'm in, but it's still not the most perfect area. No area, I don't think, in the whole world is completely prone to any. Every single area has some sort of extreme weather.